Welcome to Waifus of Overwatch. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody!
Happy Thanksgiving!
Now, we've got a really interesting setup today. I am so excited. I say that every time and I feel ridiculous, but why wouldn't you be so excited if you did what we got to do? So Danielle is on speakerphone. Danielle McRae, can you give us a big hello?
Hello, hi.
So if you think, oh, Danielle sounds different today, that's because she's literally on a speakerphone next to the mic because I am literally a block away from my house today because of Blizzcon. I get to actually physically be in the presence of Jen Cohn. Pharah!
Wow, Pharah, what a Pharah trill. Yeah. That was a good one. I like that one.
Thank you. Welcome to the show, Pharah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, Danielle. Happy to be here.
We're so
Been pretty
excited.
great. Yeah.
This has been so brilliant. I'm so excited to have you on the show. And Danielle was so great. She reached out to you in New York ages ago, and then we were trying to figure out a scheduling, and then look at how life manifested
That
this.
worked out so perfectly because I was hoping that I could speak to Danielle either today or tomorrow.
Right.
And then you and I
Met.
magically met.
Jeez, that was amazing. Just the universe sets things up. So guys, everyone out there,
So
if your heart really
wants
wants
to a full circle.
Yeah. Oh, that's
True.
it.
That's so cool.
Totally.
Yeah,
Totally.
a
They
full
wanted us
circle.
connected. They wanted us united.
I love that. And I feel like this whole Waifus of Overwatch show is that. Because we do it out of love, because we're both voice actors and we play a ridiculous amount of Overwatch. And so we were like, we need to do something with the amount of time we put into Overwatch. I needed to feel less like it was bunking off and more like it was work related.
Yes.
So we created a podcast to talk about the character. Because we were doing it anyway, weren't we, Danielle? We were like, hours and hours. Let's just talk about this character. And then we talk about this character. And I'm like, well, we know half of them already in real life.
I did exactly the same thing.
Did
I
you?
started a whole side business for exactly this reason. Because I was going to Paris every fashion season with a friend to go be her co-buyer for her store and like to help her and be her backup. And when she closed the store, I was saying, I gotta keep going to Paris.
Right.
Why am what is the reason that I'm still walking around at trade shows and like putting together trend reports and finding cool designers? And I realized I was always traveling with microphones because whenever I had to do an audition, I had a relationship with a studio there, but if I had auditions, I would have to do it. And I said, wait, I can start doing interviews. I'll find designers and I'll start interviewing them, and I'll find store owners and showrooms, and I'll do videos, and what started as a podcast and a website then has now morphed into I do fashion consulting.
Oh my
And I do
gosh.
branding consulting.
That's
and it's
fantastic.
I know, and it all came out of exactly that. How do I make this thing that I love to do something I do professionally?
Exactly.
Came
Danielle,
exactly
we have
the
to
same way.
figure out I don't know what it's going to be, but the excitement will be, we'll see where this goes.
What I love about that, I love how it's a passion project for you, and it became something, it was like a hobby at first, and then it kind of expanded to like a work.
Well, it became a favorite thing to do. I looked forward to those trips so much, and I made all these international friends, and I really was invested in seeing what was going on. I mean, the Paris trade shows are really the clearinghouse of the world.
That's great.
It's really true. I mean, the shows, the runway shows too, but really the trade shows, because that's more than the New York markets. That's really where everyone in the world comes. And so if you're trying to track zeitgeist, if you're trying to see what is the thing in the collective subconscious that is popping up, that's where you have to go to find it.
Oh, that is deep.
And I loved it. I mean, really, it makes you like a fashion sociologist. A fashion archaeologist.
Yes. I feel that.
Anthropologist.
She's currently wearing a T-shirt that says "Enfant terrible," which is awesome. Yeah, she's.
I love it.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. And if any of you saw BlizzCon, you saw her dope outfit. Kneel before Zod, the silver pants, the fire boots.
At BlizzCon, I'm like, bow down.
Girl.
The
girl. You were everything.
You are
It was
kind.
fabulous.
Well, I knew I wanted to wear those boots and the pants. I had talked about those boots in another interview I had done, and a bunch of artists made art of me in the boots. So they're like my favorite boots. I went for my lungs for those boots. They're by Vêtements, and they were like the greatest boots ever.
They're gorgeous.
And thank you, I love them. And so
I love it.
I love them. I love them so much.
They need to make a Pharah skin involving those boots.
Do you know
somehow.
I asked? I asked when I went to Blizzard. I asked. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, but they like to take
yeah.
suggestions
I know.
on occasion.
They seemed
Open
amenable.
to
Let's see
it.
what happens.
Yes. Oh my god.
And that-
That is perfect.
But I knew I wanted to wear this, and I knew I wanted to wear my silver. They're JT by JT.
Yes.
Jessica Trossman is a designer from
So
Argentina,
gorgeous.
and so I was wearing those.
Oh.
But then I said, "What top? What shirt?"
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
I turned to my husband, and I'm like, "What shirt am I wearing?" And he looks at me like I'm a moron, and he's like, "Jen, kneel before Zod. Of course, kneel before." And I'm like,
Right?
The puzzle
"Oh my
piece.
god!
How did you not
I
know that puzzle piece?
Of course, that's what I'm wearing."
I
So,
love that your
it was-
husband called it.
well, he made me that shirt when we were dating, like 15 years
That's
ago.
that's why he's
So
your
it was
husband.
I know. That's exactly right.
I
That is
believe it.
exactly
Mhm.
right. No, he made it for me.
Do you
It
hear
was
that, gentlemen? Make clothing for your woman. It is
Yes.
very, very good
it is,
wooing.
It is specific. It was a great woo move. It's true.
I love that.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I
Okay.
know.
This is. Okay, I don't even know where to dive in because I
This is
feel
so
like
much
there's a
fun.
million things that we could talk about. Okay, let's
All right.
let's go. Okay,
Girls
you're
are
from
great.
New York.
I'm
You're-
from New York.
You're an actress from New York.
Yes.
I know that you're in World of Warcraft. Both Danielle and I have worked in. So we're World of
We're
Warcraft
all
sisters.
Warcraft
Yeah,
sisters.
we're Warcraft sisters,
We're Warcraft
which is
sisters.
awesome.
I
So
love it.
so you had worked with Andrea in Warcraft, and
Yes.
that's how she knew. Like, how did
We
it work
fell
with
in
the
love.
audition?
We fell in love when we did Warcraft. I mean, she and I, because she's so.
I know.
She's just
I know,
so.
Andrea.
So
we love
immediately,
you.
totally. And so we clicked immediately. We
Yeah.
totally hit it off. And then I remember, I mean, I don't know, maybe it was 8 months later, 8 months after our last session we had done,
Right.
6 months later, I get called for an audition for a game that was then called Prometheus.
Right.
Which I found out was
Code name.
It was
Yeah,
the
I
code name
remember.
for it. So I auditioned for Prometheus, and I auditioned for a character, and the name was different. It wasn't Pharah yet.
Perfect.
And all I knew was Egyptian, aggressive, rocket queen. And I'm like, all right. So I made it really dastardly. I made it really villainous.
Ooh.
And so I did this very dark villainous. Well, I'm Lord Zash in the Old Republic.
Oh.
And at the time, for Star Wars: The Old Republic, and I've been doing that for
Right.
like 10 years.
Okay, got
And
it.
so
Oh my god, I had
assumed-
no idea.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not my world. I didn't even IMDb you. I was so excited.
I
I'm like,
love
let's
it.
just talk. Let's
Let's
just
do
talk.
me. So-
Oh, it's a discovery.
Yeah. So I assumed that if they're handing me this, I'm like, they want me to do something really
Right.
evil and
Right,
whatever.
right.
I'm like, a mustache twirly.
Right,
So,
right.
so I do this audition.
Yeah.
Goes in, and you guys both know, like, you do auditions every freaking minute. I don't
can't sit
attach
on them.
at
Yeah,
all. Like,
yeah.
I literally, I think I do this little trick to myself. I forget.
Yeah.
I
do
by
it too.
the end of the day,
I
I,
choose
don't know
to.
what I
I
auditioned
choose
for.
to delete my memory of
Yes.
what I have to.
You can ask me at dinner what I auditioned for, and I can't answer you. I have to look at my calendar
Yes.
because
I
I
don't want
just-
to remember.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's too
I
much.
do
It
that
hurts the
too.
heart.
Yeah, it will.
Especially if I
why?
get
Because why
attached.
invest? I mean,
Yeah,
it might be a fun
exactly.
audition, but there's no investment. It's just throwing the shit at the wall. So
Yeah.
you gotta
Yeah,
you just have
yeah.
to do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did this. Like 6 months later, I mean, it was a long time later. I have a booking for a game called Overwatch for a character named Pharah, and the session is on my birthday. And I'm like, right.
Oh, the
But I
universe.
say to my agent, I'm like, I didn't audition for a game called Overwatch.
And isn't
I
it
didn't
funny
get-
when it comes down to the name?
Right.
Like, we forget after we audition, we delete it.
Right.
But then when it comes back, we're like, no, I know
Right.
everything I've ever auditioned for.
But no, I mean, I
But
looked
it's
back.
true.
I looked back through
Yeah.
my record. I never auditioned for an Overwatch. I
Right,
never
right.
auditioned for this character. I
Right.
didn't know. So I said they made a mistake. I'm like, because Jen Cohn is like
Right.
the John Smith of Jewish girls, and I'm like, there must be some other Jen Cohn out in the world. Maybe there's some like LA Jen Cohn voice actor.
Right,
I don't
right.
know. And I'm like, no, okay, I didn't. So I show up, and I literally am like laughing as I'm walking
Right,
into
thinking,
this
well,
session.
This is only take a moment.
And I say, and like the whole team is on the phone with me, and everyone's saying hello, and I go, guys, this is really funny, but I think you got the wrong Jen Cohn. And they go, what do you mean? I said, no, I never auditioned for this. I think you have the wrong Jen Cohn. I never auditioned for this. I think, and they all start laughing. They all burst out, and they're like, no, it's you. I'm like, and then they go, no, listen, this is what you did for us. And then they played this evil Pharah that I went, this is that? Oh, cool. Okay, great. All right. Like, I mean, I was like, all right, great.
That's
okay.
awkward. Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
and so now we're laughing. And I said, okay, cool, great. We'll do. And they said, but but she's not evil. Jen, think Captain America.
Ooh.
She's Captain America in this game.
Except not American.
Right, not American. But she's Captain America.
She really
that's
is.
a great image.
Yeah,
of
it
who
is.
she
The
is.
strength. The
strength and just the clarity and the honor
mission.
and the purpose. Like,
yeah.
so it totally changed her tonally. It changed all the spin on the lines, and that was the session where we found the voice.
Oh, wow.
And then I left that session, and I told my agents, I guess it was really me. I guess it was right, Jen Cohn. It was that thing. And my agent at the time had said, she was like, I think this game is going to be a really big deal.
Wow.
This is their new game. It's going to be a really big deal. And I totally shrugged. I was like, whatever.
Yeah, you can and best.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, you know what? The Old Republic was supposed to be a big deal, too.
Right,
so whatever.
Right.
So I was like,
good point.
I was like, well, great.
We'll
okay,
see.
great. All right, that's
We'll see how the
great.
fans think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did it and left, and it was a really fun session, and I really liked it, and I liked the team, and it was Andrea again who I loved, and so it was like a funny start. It was a funny start with no real sense of what was to come. Right.
Yeah. And it's interesting with this game because I've never played any Blizzard games. I'm from the '80s. I like the old school, like Final Fantasy VII, Zelda. Like when the characters' heads are this big, really tiny, and it's really removed. The first person perspective makes me nauseous.
Yeah.
But because Danielle is gamer extraordinaire, like she's gold in Overwatch, like gold. What are you? You're gold.
Gamer extraordinaire.
Like she's amazing. She's amazing. So luckily for me, I got this nudge this day when it just came out. I'd seen because of Danielle posting the animations of this game that's coming out. I was like, that is the prettiest game.
Wow.
I have ever seen. And the animation was cartoony enough to entice me because I love cartoony animation. And I was like, this is a video game? Because it looked like a cartoon series.
Right.
And I'm like, I would watch this. So I downloaded it, and Danielle was super kind to be patient enough to play with me. And I learned, because of, Zenyatta's character isn't, he's pretty level the whole time. Because Pharah, it's like, it's so drunk.
She's the Rocket Queen.
That was way too
Vertigo.
intense for me. But the Zenyatta kept me from feeling nauseous while I learned first person shooter. And I could turn off all of the swivelly stuff, and it was. And then once, I literally was playing with Danielle, and then we got other squad members: Sonic Man, Mark DeChoco, AZ Barbie, Anuki, Jimmy Hack. We got a whole squad. It just manifested. And there are people all over the place, all over the state, all over America, that we just ended up starting to play with. And it was literally the squad that babysat my butt. And they were all really good. AZ was in the top 500 with Pharah back then. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So we were winning matches, but not because I was any good, but because the whole squad was kind of brilliant. And you know who I saw today, Danielle? I saw Taliesin Jaff, and he mains you.
Uh-huh.
And he was super excited because he's if anybody doesn't know who Taliesin is, he works on Geek and Sundry. He's an amazing voice actor, on-camera actor, but he also works in Geek and Sundry. He was on Critical Role, and he does a lot of things. But he was just today. He was talking about you, and I'm like, oh, Taliesin, I'm gonna tell you something I never tell anybody in advance, but I'm gonna go see her today. So from Taliesin. He loves you.
Oh,
he's so good at playing you. So I thought that's a shout out.
Taliesin, thank you so much. So flattered.
Yeah, it's cute, right?
It's so flattering.
It's super cute.
I love it.
And so here we are a year later, and the game is insanely huge, and I'm still playing it. The squad, we don't play as much anymore, do we, Danielle? You and I play, but
your squad isn't playing all the time.
We don't really play with the squad anymore, do we? Not as much.
No, it's just been me and you.
Yeah, it's me. Yeah, because everybody's kind of gone rogue. I mean, everybody plays Overwatch still because I see them on, but we're never
as a squad.
Yeah, the squad. Our timing is just way off, and it's also hard because some of the squad members are they were really good to begin with, Jen, and they've gone off into the ethers and the universe of being spectacular.
Oh wow!
So Danielle's the only patient one to still be with me at my really crappy level because this is what I like about this game. Oh, I love you too. I like that about this game. You don't have to be good at it to keep playing it.
Yes.
I am not great, and I still play it, but I am better now than some other people. Like, I'm at least not at the bottom.
You're learning.
Because I get mad at randoms for not doing the game properly. And I know what that means. I'm like, why aren't you moving the payload? Why aren't you on the point? Yeah. The fact that I know that, I feel like, it's working. So I need to know. So you've had a year.
Yes.
Everybody's been after you because of Pharah.
Well, I started doing it a little more than 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago in August. Right. So the last year. So you mean since the last BlizzCon?
Since the game came out, which was like last summer. The game came out last summer.
April.
Yeah, it was around there. Yes,
okay.
yes, you're right. It's summer
Don't
here.
Don't worry, it's all good. Yeah, it's always summer here.
Right?
You guys,
it's April. I'm still LA going to the beach in April, right? So Los Angeles. But now that you've got a nice year in and you've been to BlizzCon, did you get to go to BlizzCon last year?
No.
Okay, so this was the BlizzCon. Do you feel that now that you've done BlizzCon, you have a better understanding of the entire project? Because I know it's hard when you're a character in a game and you're recording remotely. You don't get all of the information that you get to have, like going to the record in the city that the game is made. They don't bring it. You don't get to see everything.
No.
But you just saw everything.
Yes,
Do you feel more informed and you feel better now?
Well, I definitely am more informed. I had gotten an indication of how big the game was, certainly over the last year. I mean, I'd had little weird dribs and drab stories as it was going on, like before it was released, when it was in pre-release and testing, I had been working on a film set, and there was this assistant, he was like an intern, who had been driving me around, and he was like super sweet and great, and about a week in, suddenly like wouldn't look at me, and he got all like weird and shy, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what's this? And he goes, I never get starstruck, but I looked on your IMDb and I saw that you're Pharah from Overwatch, and I was like so freaked out. I'm like, you're kidding me! You're kidding me! I said, that's just a game I'm working on. What do you? And I thought it was hilarious. And this is how long ago? This is 2 years ago. This is exactly 2 years ago.
Okay.
And then, so before it was released.
So he had the beta.
Right, he had the beta. And then I was on another film set, and again, it was all of the Electrics crew. Like, as they're setting me up, all of them are like being all weird and not making eye contact, and finally one of them goes, we looked you up. We know that you're Pharah from Overwatch. And I'm like, what is it with all these people who work in, like, who are grips and electrics and whatever, who all play Overwatch?
Welcome to our world.
Right. It was like amazing. Yeah. And then the bar mitzvah circuit.
Woo!
I was at a family Thanksgiving. And, this is hysterical. I'm at a family Thanksgiving, and there are, like, these two 12-year-olds who are like, it's way too cool, talk to the adults, all the grown-ups, they're not talking to them. And one of the mothers is like, oh, what do? You do voiceovers? Oh, that's so great. What do you do voiceovers for? And then I do Overwatch. And she says, oh, my son plays that. Let me tell him. And she goes, Josh, she plays Overwatch. And literally the kid, like, goes silent and, like, starts looking away and looking down and getting all weird. And then he goes into the basement. And his mother's like, oh, he's freaking out. He's totally freaking out. I'm like, he's freaking out. And the kid comes back. He's like, my friends don't believe me. My friends don't believe me. We take a picture. And so then I take a picture, and then they all run back downstairs. And now all the kids come back from the basement, and they're like, they still don't believe me. We do some of the lines. And I do a few of the lines.
You have to prove it. You got to prove it.
On the video. Yeah. And like, literally, these kids, their brains were, like, exploding. So now my friends, like, when their kids go to sleepaway camp on visiting day, I end up being on speakerphone for half an hour.
Gotta prove it.
I've got to tell I got to do the lines.
You got to be. They don't believe you.
It's the funniest thing. So things like that had been happening. Right. That had begun. And then I started getting things mailed to my agent, and I started getting, like, letters asking me to sign things, and then I got a Funko Pop, and then I got another Funko Pop, and then and like all these things were happening. And mind you, I have never had a major Twitter presence. Like I didn't have a Jen Cohn website, which I'm launching any second.
Everybody pay attention.
I'm launching it. It's JenCohn.com.
Perfect. JenCohn.com.
But it's like any second it's going to be up. It's like about to be alive.
On Thanksgiving.
Before then.
Oh, perfect. Well, this is coming out. Today is Thanksgiving.
It will be out then. It will be out then.
JenCohn.com.
Well, JenCohn.com.
Go there now.
Yes.
While you're listening to the podcast.
Right now. so funny. But no, I had my Fashion Dilettante site was up, and my social media was under Fashion Dilettante, so people didn't know how to find me.
Oh.
But every now and then, through Facebook, through Dilettante, through whatever, I would get these, like, crazy requests for things. And, like, crazy, you know, is it really you? Are you the Jen Cohn who's, you know, from Overwatch? Are you
right.
And then I got a request for an interview
right.
that I did with this doll of a kid. He's the greatest. His name is Charlie Concher, and he goes by Weabout on Twitter. And he does an interview series called Soundhouse. He's a doll.
So if you enjoyed this interview, make sure you follow it up.
Yes, I did a great interview with him. Soundhouse, Charlie Concher. He's a Charlie Concher. And I did that interview, and Charlie was the one who started telling me, like, and this was in January of this past year, where he started saying, "You have no idea, it's a huge deal." Like, and I didn't come last year to Blizzcon. I didn't.
It was a totally different panel.
I had no idea. I mean, I was invited to go to this thing, but I was like, well, whatever. You know, it's like it's a game, and. Right. And the day that I did the Charlie interview, literally right as I finished this delightful interview, my husband calls me hysterical. He's in LA on business, and he goes, oh my God, open your computer, turn on radio, turn on Howard Stern. And I said, what's going on? And Howard Stern had done something about the top 5 internet porn sites of 2016 into 2017.
Okay.
And Overwatch porn is like one of the biggest things ever.
And there we have it, kids.
Overwatch porn.
Everything always comes back to Rule 34 of the internet. Everything comes back to damn Rule 34.
Right.
Like that, I didn't realize that it was the top 5.
Yes, it's huge. It's huge. So my husband tells me this.
Now you guys know if you need a little action.
Oh my God,
apparently that's the website.
And he sends me 2 links of Pharah porn.
Oh,
right,
hello.
Right.
Wow,
honey. Right, and this is when I say, oh my God, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. I have arrived. This is a big deal.
It's an awkward.
So that was the moment.
That's a big deal.
Literally that day. That was the moment that I went, oh,
people are
clapping. I better. Yeah, this is no joke. This is serious. This is a big deal. Yeah,
and that's why we call waifus of Overwatch. You know, it's consensual. You know,
exactly.
You know, waifu. Yeah, but it's brilliant, man.
Yes.
Like that is insane.
That was the moment.
And now you know. And then it's really, really big, and then you're like, wow.
Right.
No, so okay.
But then so it took me till May to open a dedicated Twitter account.
Okay.
And once I did that, within about an hour, half of the voice actors found me.
Yes.
By 2 hours later, I had a lunch date set up with Carolina and Lucy.
Yes.
Within a week, I had to come to LA for work stuff, and I had a date with Anjali set up. And it just, like, suddenly I was, like, thrown into the middle of everything. I was
Everyone
blown
found
away.
you.
I had no idea.
They've been waiting for you.
I didn't know.
We've been waiting for, and that's what was so satisfying about this Blizzard panel. All the people we've been waiting for, like Aisha. Like, I never thought in a million years I would get to meet Aisha, because I'm like, Cairo, Egypt, I'm never going to meet her.
Right.
And now it's like, now that's a real thing. She taught me how to Egyptian dance. Like, that happened. That happened.
Yes, the belly dancing.
I can't get my brain around. Like, I feel like that's a weird dream that happened.
Totally.
Egyptian dancing with Aisha. And I'm wearing my Anna shirt, everybody.
I love you wearing it.
Now, when you got to meet her and you got to be with her, were you guys able to, like, as actors, go deeper with your relationship on Pharah? Or when you toured through BlizzCon? And holy crap, that bomb on the panel when Michael was like, oh, Sam? You mean your dad, Sam? And I'm like, what? My brain exploded. I went back through every comic, and I don't know where he's talking about that. Where's Sam? Who's your dad?
Aisha and I accosted him to get more information. We were like, we need all the information.
All right, you
tell
can't
us everything.
Tell us. You can't tell us.
Of course I can't.
No.
But
I'm
we
glad
accosted him.
But did you get are you satisfied?
I got
as
more
the actress?
information.
Good. Okay, that's all I care about. Which means eventually we will get more information. So everybody be excited. But right now, I mean, any of you who are listening to this, please tag me on any clues in the comic books referring to Sam. Because that's what Michael Chu said. He said Sam. So I went back through, but I was looking on my phone. Comics are so much smaller on the phone. So if you guys know what he was talking about, please tag Waifus of Overwatch on Twitter so that we can be like,
my dad, Sam.
Right.
My dad, Sam.
Hashtag who's Sam.
Yep, who is Sam? Yes.
Like, what the? That was such such a great bomb.
Wasn't that hysterical?
And the way he said it, like, doesn't everybody already know?
He was so
Sam?
blasé about it. We were hysterical.
Because we were all like, maybe it's Soldier 76.
Of course.
You know?
Like, people said 76, people said Reinhardt. Like, there were all these different theories about who it could have been.
We call Anna mom while we're playing the game, and we call Soldier 76 dad because of the heels, right? So, and then also they're very organized and tell us what to do.
Yeah, of course, of course.
It makes sense. And I was like, oh my gosh, that means that Soldier 76 isn't dad. Like, I have to wrap my heart around that a little bit.
Yep. No, he was so blasé in how he dropped it.
Did.
It was really funny. I almost thought I missed something.
He broke the entire audience.
Yeah.
Like, everybody just... What?
Yes. So.
Did he...
Sam.
There's going to be a revolution in a moment of...
Yes.
That was cool for Coco Pop. Now, had you met Saw before that panel?
I had never met Saw. Saw is amazing. I had never met him.
You guys live in the same town.
I know. We exchanged numbers. We're gonna have to hang out.
Now you're gonna bump into each
fantastic.
other. You know how that is.
Yeah. That usually is how it works. But
The
but we
portal
exchanged
opens.
numbers because he is so
Oh
fabulous.
my gosh.
What fabulous.
Insane.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Oh, so
Unbelievable.
I can't believe he came out for the panel. I was so thrilled.
I was
like,
so excited.
oh,
He
that's so
did.
brilliant.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't know anything about him. I knew he had this outrageous voice, but he, as a person, is so magnetic and is so volcanic. He's incredible. He is something else.
Yeah.
He is just all that. So it was great to hang out with him. It was really fun. It's fun to hang out with everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I hadn't met Chloe before.
Right.
And I'd heard
Chloe
repeatedly
flew
how
from
great...
Paris, guys, for this panel.
I had heard how great she is, and she is just a doll.
The best.
Aisha was fabulous.
Unbelievable.
I had never met Johnny. Johnny was amazing.
Yes.
Johnny was so great.
Yeah, he's done the show. We've been blessed to have Johnny on the show.
what a
Johnny
doll.
and Anjali, we released their episodes on Valentine's Day this year because,
I
everyone's
love
in love with
it.
them,
Yes.
so it seemed appropriate.
That definitely feels appropriate.
Yeah.
Yes. So I love that I'm Thanksgiving. So
Yeah,
I'm
you
the
are.
Gratitude
Yes,
Day.
you are.
That's very
Yay.
appropriate.
We're so grateful for Pharah.
I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to be talking
so
to you.
excited. I can't believe that the show keeps going and that
This
we
is
keep
great.
getting to talk to actors on the game. Like, it's just Danielle and I. It's just so. It's kind of surreal. It's fun to
amazing.
be fangirls over something. Like,
I know.
It's so much fun to fan over something
It's
for the
fun,
first
isn't
time
it?
in forever for me, anyway. So yeah, this is really groovy.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a really serious question.
Okay,
serious
get very
question.
serious
Yeah,
now,
This is
okay.
really serious. This is
No,
actor.
so
Because
serious.
we're actors and we want
All
to
right.
name actor. Okay.
Okay.
What's your favorite thing about Pharah? And like, what does she mean to you? Like, what is it about her that really lights you up?
I love that she has devoted her life to justice, particularly in this moment of the world, in a moment where I have found myself more politically active and more politically engaged than I've ever been, and that I ever really thought I was going to be.
Yeah.
Where being fair and being honest and being true and being on the side of right is so supremely important, particularly as Americans, but as citizens of the world in this moment.
Yeah.
So to get to embody this character who is all of that and a bag of chips on top of it, who is a rocket queen, it is so empowering, and it's a reminder. I mean, there are reasons. I'm going to start that over again.
It's okay.
It's good to be reminded that you have to stand up for what's right. It's good to be reminded that should always be your goal, and that's where you should be moving in the world.
Do you feel
I love that about her.
Do you feel like those qualities, because you played them as her, might have actually brought out those qualities more in yourself in your day-to-day? Like, because you play them when you get to embody them, when you're recording them and they feel good, do you like, I'm gonna take this outside, I'm gonna take this into my day, I'm gonna bring that a little bit more, I'm gonna check myself, I'm gonna check my anger today, I'm gonna check my my greed today. I'm gonna be kinder today. I'm gonna make sure I do the right.
She is so complicated. I mean, here she is, poor girl, with her mother issues and all of this. Misha Goss, this poor girl. I mean, she's got stuff coming out the ears, and yet she's able to just plow right through it and do what is right. That's inspiring. That's inspiring.
Because who doesn't have stuff in life, right?
Right, exactly. Who doesn't have stuff they're battling, their own demons and their own stuff, but still to be able to put that aside and say, no, I'm fighting for what's right.
Yes.
And I want to stand up, and I want to lead, and I want to be the example. I mean, she's fantastic.
Yeah,
she's fantastic. She's really incredible. She's much more serious than I am.
Yes, you are not that
much sillier person than Pharah. Farah's like,
thank goodness.
Yes, definitely. But this is actually something I said to Andrea. It's funny, when I was in my BFA program, my acting program, when you're a sophomore in school, wait, what is going on?
The puppy is chewing a chew toy.
Stop. No.
I heard that. What?
It's okay. It's real life. We're not posh. We're not a posh
So
podcast.
Should we?
No, we're fine.
Yes, you're
no,
sure?
Totally fine.
You're
Everybody
so
that's a chew toy. It's not a big deal. It's real life. We're talking about real life.
Okay,
that's the only way he can be on the podcast. We'll let him.
Sorry, buddy.
It's okay.
Sorry, buddy.
Hi. Yeah,
So
come on
cute.
over. Get some
Hello,
rest.
buddy.
Yes, you had
Hi,
a good
buddy.
chew toy.
Okay, that's fun. Okay. So I was saying, so when you're in your BFA acting program, usually sometime toward the end of your sophomore year is when they decide whether you're actually going to continue in the specialized program and get your degree.
It's the same for us in Canada. Yeah, we have the same thing.
And so
I like that in a university you could get kicked out.
Right.
Like that was always amazing.
That program
to me.
you could get tossed.
Yeah.
Right. So that you have this come to Jesus moment.
Yeah.
Where you talk to your advisor.
Right.
And they talk to you about what you need to work on and whether they're going to let you continue. And when I had that meeting with my advisor, she said to me, Jen, you are like a fantastic piece of bread with too much butter on it. What? We need to work on scraping some of the butter off so you can just be this fantastic piece of bread. And I remember this image stayed with me. I was like, that's really interesting. And
what is too much butter though? Like, I'm trying to decide what is too much?
All of a sudden, as a performer, that was her
too much butter.
But I feel like that analogy really applies to my performance as Pharah, and to Andrea's seeing Pharah in me.
Yeah.
Because here I am, I'm this wacky, crazy dressed, Iggy Pop wannabe rock, running around.
You're kind of Moira in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
But with a happy attitude.
Definitely happy, but still, So the fact that she heard me and saw me and heard my performances and said no, I hear this in her. Yeah. It's like she saw the great piece of bread. She was like, I want the piece of bread. I want to scrape the butter off. I want that bread.
She's so good at that. And she's so good
incredible.
at honing. She sees things that...
I said this to her when we were talking.
It's true. It's true. No,
so I would like to think that Pharah is the piece of bread.
She is no butter.
Piece of bread.
She doesn't need any butter.
She's no butter.
No butter. That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so we established that she came from a villain character. You auditioned her as a villain character.
As a villain.
Which is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
It is.
Is there any part of yourself that is also part of the character? Is there any part of... I mean, you talk about the justice thing, but, is there any other part of her that you... Maybe her story, maybe some... I don't know. Is there a soul connection in there?
I love that she embraces being physically powerful. I love that she's not trying to be some power vixen.
Yes.
I like that she's... she's about armor. She's about strength. She's not trying to be pretty.
No.
I really appreciate that.
Yes.
I like that.
Have you seen the emote where she rocks out on the guitar?
Oh, yeah. I danced it.
We did a video. We did a video. That's really you.
Yes.
What I love about Pharah is because I love her strength because she reminds me of how I was when I was like a hardcore tomboy. I still kind of am.
Yeah.
But she's a lot more than that. I think for me, it's like she kind of stands up for the especially the women out there who feel like they have to kind of show up in their little bubble and they can't show their strength, and if they do, they'll feel like I'll be judged for it. And it's like,
yeah,
look at this one, look at Pharah, look what she's doing.
Yup.
Yeah,
So,
no, that's
Yeah.
really interesting, Danielle.
I
Yes.
started playing with her after just hearing her lines, and I'm like, there's something about this character that I can resonate with. And I started off as like I call it drunk Pharah.
Yes.
I didn't know how to play it there.
Because you
And
can't
now
see,
it's
you don't know
like,
where you're looking, you
I
can't
know how
tell
to
where
play with
do
you.
I bomb, where do I bomb? Yeah, it's crazy, yeah. Yeah, but you got really good with Pharah. Like, thank God you learned Pharah, because when AZ stopped playing as regularly, we definitely need you can't play without a Pharah.
Right.
You really
Right.
can't.
Pharah.
You need a Pharah for everything. Oh my gosh, she makes everything easier. If you have a good Pharah on your team, everything in the match goes much better.
I love this.
It's very true.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Pharah is like a big sister to me, so everything she
Good
says is almost like my big sister is like telling me.
Good advice.
Oh, I
she
love
gives.
that.
Yeah, it's true.
She has a very strong connection to me. I love Pharah a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think, and what I also really like is, like, basically same thing, like where we are in the world right now, the idea of who cares what people think.
Yeah.
The who cares, like, she embodies the I don't care what anyone is going to say about how I look. It's not about what I look like. It's what I'm choosing to do.
Yes.
In the universe.
Who
That's
I
much
am.
more. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's much more important.
Yes.
Than whether or not you think I'm in a relationship with Mercy or
Right.
Genji.
Right.
None of your business.
Right.
What if I chose both? It would still be none
That's
of your
possible
business.
too. Right.
You know,
Right.
like, because
Right.
I mean that pharmacy
the
combo,
pharmacy community.
but it's the combo in the game.
Right, I know.
You got a good Mercy who can keep up with a good Pharah. It's done.
Unstoppable.
There is no way that you
I
can.
think that's where that combo came from.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Everyone
Yeah.
explained it to me that
It
way.
made so much more sense,
Yeah.
you know. And then, of course, why wouldn't you have a great relationship if, a beautiful blonde woman is healing you and following you around? I feel like
Yes.
that would be.
Yes.
That's a perfect relationship right there. It can work out really well.
So funny.
Yeah, it's really cute. But I love that. I love that because I think it's been really fascinating this last year, even just watching, because of this game, the diversity of the female characters.
Yeah.
First of all, like, there's a huge diversity in age, in countries, the United Nations of Overwatch,
Mhm.
but just all the female characters that Blizzard is not afraid of releasing multiple female characters. Like, they're
Yes.
just like every game ever created is dominated with male characters.
Right.
I mean, you get the copy.
Right, of course.
30 male characters
Oh,
to
wow.
3 female characters.
Right.
And then there's this game. And so this last year, it's
And
been...
these women of all ages and all body types
This.
and all nations.
This.
And we were talking about this. I think I was talking about it with Chloe. The idea that you can really end xenophobia in young people just because if you grow up playing this game,
Yes.
playing alongside people from all different countries and all different colors, it makes it normal.
Yes.
So you're not afraid of it. So even if you live somewhere where you don't have exposure and you could potentially experience xenophobia, you wouldn't have it because this is normal. It's normal to have a gay friend that's playing with you, and it's normal to have an Egyptian friend who's playing with you, and it's normal to have people from all different countries and all different mixes. I think it's so fabulous. I feel like it's really doing something great for the social fabric of the world.
It really, really is. And I think for women, young women, old women, I mean, all of us, I go out in my day, and how I interact with, I'm going to call them red flag gentlemen. And they're not gentlemen. They're the red flag grown people who choose to speak or act in an inappropriate manner towards women or anyone who they can have power over. There's red flag humans.
Yeah.
The red flag humans. It's been interesting how this game has changed how I interact with red flag humans. I feel a lot stronger. I feel more empowered to be able to speak my truth. I feel more, because, like, when I listen to, you have some of the best lines. Anna has some of the best lines of, like, they don't tolerate any nonsense.
Yes.
They just don't tolerate the nonsense. They just get right to the point and just speak it.
Yes.
Like, no, this is not appropriate. No, I'm going to do this. So now I can do that because I'm listening to it, with Danielle 5 hours a night. I think it's really empowering to put into someone's spirit to speak those things from strong female characters because it goes into our spirit and we become the Overwatch heroes.
That's tremendous.
You know what? I truly believe that. I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Danielle? Is that how you feel too?
Oh, yes, definitely. I feel like, because I've had a lot of hours in this game, I don't want to talk about how many hours I have.
You should, but I feel like you embody a lot of Zarya too. Like you carry a lot of Zarya.
I love the fact that when I first started, I played since the beta, Overwatch, and I just love seeing the variety. And I'm like, there's no game out there that's like this, where it glorifies everyone.
Yeah.
In a positive light, Even the undead. You're welcome, Reaper.
Right. Even the undead.
Don't judge the undead.
Everybody has love.
Everybody gets love.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Special.
It's really unique. I'm curious to see where they go in terms of, because they really are unlimited with the kinds of, if they have a gorilla from the moon who talks, there's no limit to what they could create.
Right.
So I'm super excited to see what else that they choose to come up with. But more important for Danielle and I is, now of course if you know anything, you can't say anything, and we highly respect your NDAs, and we don't want to get you fired. That is not the point of this game, this show at all, because we live in that universe.
Right, of course.
But, so we're going to speak, now we're speaking completely hypothetically, audience. This is the land of, the land of we wish. So, we wish there was an animated series for Overwatch. We wish.
Me too.
I'm in love with the beautiful little interstitials, and now they have an animation team. I'm just saying, if they're already making the shorts, it really wouldn't be that much of a stretch to just be like, hey, why don't we hire more people? And
fabulous.
Like, what if the Blizzard campus, tripled or quadrupled in size with animators, and they did because I feel like there should be multiple series, there's certain pairings of characters should have their own show.
Yes. Multiple series.
Speak on it.
You guys some more work? I'd love to hear more of you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that would be so fabulous. That would be so, I'm knocking on wood. That would be very fabulous. I would love that.
Like, if you could, again, this is hypothetical, if you could just, in your own imagination, take off, literally, with Pharah in a series, what would a Pharah series look like for you? Like, what would she do?
Oh, I have absolutely no idea. I am definitely not going to start hypothesizing on this at all. I have no idea. I would have such a good, I would have such a good, she's incredible. I mean, but she already is all over the world, and she's incredible. I have no idea.
I feel like she would have her own, really superhero series.
I think that she could. I think that she certainly has enough going to carry.
Because I feel like the other characters, they could have cartoon series, but they wouldn't necessarily be superhero.
Right.
Where Pharah would legit be
she
straight
legitimately could be a superhero
series.
Yes.
Pharah,
it'd be incredible.
I see Pharah as like the Wonder Woman of Overwatch.
See, me too.
See?
That's
Wonder
exactly
Woman,
what I think.
Captain America. She's
really
amazing.
Adventures.
Me too. Me too.
It's very exciting. All of it is very exciting.
Oh, I love it. So good.
So,
just putting that out there.
I love it. Okay, come on, universe. We want a series.
We really, I feel like if we keep talking about it, I mean, technically it's only been a year. Like, I have to keep reminding myself that this game has it's only been like a year and a bit.
Only a year.
Like, it's not really been out that long, and here I am, desperate. Like, it's not like it's World of Warcraft 12 years in, and you're like, where's your series? Why isn't there a series?
Well,
like, it's one and a half.
What I've noticed since we've been doing this podcast, remember last Christmas?
Yes.
You kind of had I want to say an indirect cameo, that little picture of that Omnic, and a woman looked a lot like you in that picture.
Well, it was freakish. It was freakish. Like, she looked exactly like me. It was a poster that was on the wall, and it was a woman who looked like me in love with an Omnic that looked like Zenyatta, but wasn't. Zenyatta is
you're a Zenyatta main. Yeah,
my husbando. And I was like, I lost my mind. Very narcissistically thinking it was me. I'm like,
I'm sure it was you.
It was
definitely
it wasn't me. Because I did find the artist. I hunted down the artist, and I'm like, dude, do you know? And he's like, no, I didn't know who you were. I've never known. And then I sent a picture of Matt. I'm like, just so you know, this is what I look. He's like, yeah, that really does look like you. So he agreed. He agreed.
He's lying. It was her.
But I really,
He's just following
It doesn't
her
matter.
around.
As soon as Christmas comes, that will be my avatar.
Yes,
again.
it has to
It's,
be.
like forever and ever. Like I carry. It was
that
one of
should
those.
be like your holiday
It
card.
was amazing.
That's amazing.
It was amazing because
That's awesome.
again the universe, right? When you love something so much, like it didn't matter whether he knew me or not. That my character was in love with an Omnic, and I am in love with an Omnic. Like
Yes.
that is my real life,
Perfect.
and I also love Reinhardt, and so my waifu husbando combo. My husbando is Zenyatta.
Love it.
My waifu is Reinhardt because he always stands in front and protects me as Zenyatta, right? Because I'm squishy otherwise.
Yes.
When he puts his shield out and Zenyatta's shooting behind. I'm like, this is the perfect. So it's like pharmacy, right? I feel like Zenyatta and Reinhardt together make a perfect couple.
I love it.
So those are I love them.
I love that.
Yeah.
With Darren, I hadn't met either until this week. Oh, I love Darren.
How can you not
so
love Darren?
much? I kept on saying, Darren reminds me of, like, at the end of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, when Gene Wilder, like, when he's like, Charlie, you got it all. It's all yours. And he has that, like, beautiful, wide open face. And, like, his eyes are so big. It's like, the world is yours, Charlie. That is Darren 24/7.
Darren,
like, Darren's amazing.
It's you.
No, I loved it.
He's
this
such a rock star.
glorious, open, available.
Him and his wife, Deborah. They're just the
Deborah's
biggest.
fabulous.
I know.
Fabulous.
Everything.
Everything. Yeah, Deborah feels like my cousin. Like,
right?
like, oh my
she
God,
does.
like, hi.
She's family. As soon as you meet her, like, oh my
Immediately.
God, we're so family.
So good.
Now, Darren has been the biggest champion of our show. He was the first guest.
He was.
He was our very first guest.
He's a
so
doll.
he's absolutely. Yeah. And you did get to meet the at Blizzcon, not at Blizzcon, at Blizzard Campus, you got to meet the other actors who didn't get to come for the panel. So you did get to meet Keith and Matt.
I had so much fun with everybody. I had so much fun with everybody. And Josh was hilarious.
Isn't he brilliant?
Oh my God,
he's so
fabulous.
good.
Yeah, and Fred was fantastic.
Yay! Oh yes, Fred was
so
there.
much fun. And I'd never met Charlotte, who was a doll.
Isn't
like,
she adorable?
It was just great. It was
We're
great.
so excited that you met everybody.
It was so much fun. I was really excited to meet everyone. Like, I've been looking forward to it, and I've been hearing about people, and so to get to actually, like, have FaceTime with everybody, oh my God.
It's going to change how you, when the next time you record, because you're
know.
going to really feel connected to each one, because now you've met them. That's going to be, I'm so excited for the content after this whole BlizzCon weekend, because I feel like it united everybody.
Yes.
So I know that the content's going to get even juicier, because as the actors get to know each other and fall in love with each other, fall in love with their characters more, then the interactions become juicier in the recording session, because it all makes more sense.
Yes.
It goes another level deeper.
Yes.
And then
And
that
it becomes more intimate just because you have that bond with the other actors.
Yes,
exactly.
Totally.
Exactly.
It's true.
And you don't have to be in the same room with them, but you'll feel their presence because Andrea will make sure you do.
Well, and I know who it is now.
Yes.
Now which is wonderful.
Oh, I'm so
Special.
excited.
Me
I can't believe it's only a year and a half in. I feel like we've got to get to the 10-year mark. I'm excited to see what happens. But yeah, and I love that. I love it's just so international. Like the fact that that she goes anywhere she needs to go to get the right. Like the actress who I have never seen because she's not on social media anywhere is the woman who plays Athena, the voiceover. Yeah. She lives in London. But and she's really hard to get a hold of, so we haven't been able to get her on the show or anything. But she's like the mystery woman. She's the mystery woman.
I know you'll find her.
I figure in 10 years at some point.
Yeah.
We're gonna by then we'll be flying the world, right?
Yes.
Danielle, we're gonna take this on the road. Now that we know that Jen could get to Paris.
Yes.
I feel like that just opened us up to possibilities of like, why don't we go see Chloe and Zaria? Why don't we just go?
Do it, or you can, podcast from conventions. Like you can go to specific conventions. Yes. And get sponsored. And there's a plan. There's a plan unfurling.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Put these seeds in, Danielle. Mm-hmm. And you've got all the convention connections.
Yep.
Danielle.
Yep. I want to do more conventions.
Oh, well, that's not going to be a problem for you. Everybody listening.
Jen
would like to do more conventions.
So much fun.
Yeah, it's so great.
So
getting to meet people in person, right?
I love that one-to-one contact. I love that moment where you're meeting everyone. I mean, it's such communion. It's so exciting. I mean, because here I am. I'm just this chick who is lucky enough to get to talk to Mike's and hang out and run around. Yeah. And these people who are invested in it are the thing that make this so special. So getting to meet everyone who's so invested is so emotional, and it's so big. I'm blown away by it.
It's one of my
I'm
favorite
so grateful.
Right,
Thanksgiving.
yeah.
I'm so grateful
Yes,
for it. I want more. I love the
Thanksgiving.
gratitude. It's so cool.
It's almost like a out of body experience, because
Yes.
really you're a fan of your character because you act the character. They're a fan of the character. And really it's just two people coming together to mutually appreciate a character that was created. One from the inside, one from the outside, and getting to come together and let's talk about that character and on a whole other level.
It's that, so for example, at Blizzcon, there were people, I couldn't get over this, there were people who waited for 6 hours for our autographs. They skipped our panel. They skipped everything. Oh. There are people who paid for tickets to Blizzcon and spent 6 hours on a line to come get autographs. And so in those moments when you're talking to those people, and the first thing out of their mouths is, thank you so much for coming and seeing the fans. Thank you so much. And all I can think is, oh my gosh, thank you so much for waiting for 6 hours. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Exactly.
If it wasn't for you, you playing this, you being so invested is why I get to talk to you. It's very uniting. It's very special. It raises everyone to a higher level.
And
it's
all
special.
That, we got to give huge props and credits to the entire writing crew, the creation crew, all of
that
Blizzard.
Was amazing.
You guys are freaking genius. The fact, this is the only reason this podcast exists is because that team of brilliant human beings created these characters.
Yep.
And if it weren't for these characters, we wouldn't be so in love with them that we want to find out about the human beings they hired to be these characters. That team of people is they are breaking the world of gaming. Other video games, if they're not remotely like Overwatch, I have no interest in them. The whole world has to step up. If it's not uplifting.
Can I say something
please.
About BlizzCon? So I love BlizzCon, but since last year and this year, and I was looking at the conference, I'm like, okay, this is cool. Where's Overwatch? Where is Overwatch?
Yes.
Where is my Overwatch?
Wow.
Now we're really spoiled.
Powerful.
Yeah. When we're spoiled now, they're going to release the Overwatch League, and Los Angeles has 2 teams.
Wow.
So we're going to go to an arena. This blows my mind.
I couldn't believe the arena.
You've been to the arena?
Well, at BlizzCon.
Oh, that was the arena.
I couldn't believe the arena.
Oh, well, because they have one in Orange County, and they just opened an arena in Burbank. Am I? That's the second arena in Burbank.
I was just there.
Did you go there?
No, I was in Burbank dog sitting last week.
Right. Yes. So our goal is to go to the arena and watch a live Overwatch competition, league competition.
Oh, you must do it.
I'm so thrilled. This is going to be, I'm not a sports girl, but I'm definitely going to be an esports girl specifically for Overwatch. I'm going to get all the clothes.
Yes.
I'm going to dress all you characters in the clothes of my team.
Do it.
I'm so excited that this is a real thing that's happening in my universe.
It was staggering. I couldn't. That was something I couldn't get over. I really
it also
wasn't
explains
for
why
that.
they don't have the animated series yet. They've been working hard on this.
They're
so I
doing some cool
figure
things.
they need to get this off the ground first, make sure it's making money, and then they can do the animated series.
It's coming. It's coming. Animated series.
They'll make so much money from this.
Animated
esports.
series.
It's all about esports making the money for the animated series.
Yes.
Esports, animation, esports. Let's do it. Let's do it.
We want it.
We will support it.
Yes.
I find it really funny when I work for Blizzard and then I go home and I get my paycheck and then there's an Overwatch event and I'm buying the loot boxes and I'm like, here you go, Blizzard, have your money back. It's a circle of life. We have a full circle of life happening with Blizzard right now.
So funny.
It's so good. It's so good.
Great.
Oh, I'm just so.
This is so much fun.
This was amazing.
I love this.
I am over the moon that I have physically met you and other human beings. This has been really spectacular. And my heart is so full and explodey.
And me too.
But I feel like it's just the beginning. I don't know where this is going to go, but I feel like this is just because the whole community has been so supportive of this small little podcast that we do. But it's been really amazing. So I'm excited to see what happens next because I know the characters are going to only get juicier, right? And it's not like we ever stop talking about them.
Exactly.
With everything
and
going
there's always
on.
more to talk about.
There's always more to talk about. Well, that's going to be thrilling. So, Jen Cohn, can you spell it?
Sure. It's so you can go to Jen Cohn, JenCohn.com. That's my website, and that's how to get in touch. And on social media, on Instagram, which is my favorite of the social media
I just found
mediums.
you there.
That
Finally
is my
figured it out.
favorite
Figured
of
it
all
out.
of them. And that's really where all of my stuff, that's like my clearinghouse. That's at Fashion Dilettante. So FashionDilettante. So I'm Fashion Dilettante there. And on Twitter, I'm Hey It's Jen Cohn. So Hey It's JenCohn. And those are the primary places you can find me.
And do
JenCohn.com.
find her. And guys, remember, send your fan art. Send all the things that
I love all of it.
Oh, AC, we did give her your fan art. By the way.
It was amazing. I love it.
Yeah. So thank you for that. And she's
Thank
gonna
you.
share it with Aisha, who plays Anna. So because that beautiful Anna.
It's so
Farah.
good, and she'll freak out.
Yeah,
It's
you guys.
beautiful.
If you guys haven't seen AC, go to acbarbie.com to check out her art. Her art is gorgeous. I don't think her Overwatch art is there, but her original art is there, and it's just mind blowing.
And early this year, it's coming out in theaters. I believe it's premiering in February. But Cruise is a movie where I have a cameo at the end. I am Emily Ratajkowski's mother.
Ooh, fantastic!
Which is crazy.
Fantastic.
Yes,
that is awesome.
Cruise. So yes, and it's coming. I believe that it's coming out in theaters in February.
And is it's fashiondilettante.com.
Fashiondilettante.com is where you can see videos and you can see trend reports, and that's where all the archives of Dilettante are, and that's where to find me for any fashion related projects.
So if you are in love with Pharah and you are also in love with fashion, you literally can hang out with Pharah and talk about fashion.
There
like
you
I
go.
feel like that's a marriage made in heaven for a lot of listeners.
Yes.
You're welcome, universe. You're
Yay.
welcome, everybody. This is
exactly.
Danielle,
like
you can follow Danielle on Twitter. Give us your Twitter, Instagram handles, Danielle.
Yes. Well, Instagram, since I'm on it, and I just followed you, Jen.
Oh yay! Oh good. I'm gonna follow you back now.
Danny, good. Danny Boxray. It's DANIVOXRAE. I almost forgot to spell that.
It's only your name.
And my Twitter is at Danielle MCBO.
Love it.
Perfect. And waifusofoverwatch.com. You can hear all past episodes with amazing Overwatch actors, including this one. And at waifus of OW on Twitter, because Overwatch didn't fit. Waifus of Over was too big. At waifus of OW on Twitter, and my personal one is at Erin Fitzgerald. We are so happy that you guys keep tuning in. We honestly didn't know this was going to keep going, and yet it keeps. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
So good.
So
I'm not surprised everybody's tuning in. You guys are so good. Yeah, you've got so much energy. You're both very smart. I'm not surprised. Keep tuning in.
Well,
keep tuning in to the waifus.
Oh, and we talk for a living. And follow us on Twitch. I forgot that we stream our gameplay sometimes.
That's right.
That's something that we still keep needing to. Yeah, because if you want to see us play Overwatch, then you got to go to Twitch. We're there. You'll figure it out. And honestly, we would do this if nobody listened. Probably.
No,
I feel like me and Danielle would be like, it doesn't matter. No, my mom tuned in. I think we'd be like, that's okay. You have been listening to Waifus of Overwatch. Thank you so much, and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble.